It's the 20th of March 2026. Hello and a warm welcome to Light TV Main News. The quote of the day is, "Recognizing your weakness is the first step to true strength." The headlines. Minister of Energy announces measures to secure national petroleum stocks. Government trains over 1,000 cooperatives under the ASM program. And Mundubile, released on bond, faces hate speech charges. With the news in detail, my name is Joel Chisompola. The Electoral Commission of Zambia is calling on stakeholders to propose names for new constituencies that promote unity rather than division. Speaking at the provincial delimitation sittings in Chipata, Eastern Province, ECZ Chairperson Mwangala Zalumes said names should reflect shared identity, historical heritage, or unique local features. The ongoing delimitation exercise aims to increase constituencies from 156 to 226, creating 70 new seats nationwide. In Chipangali district, stakeholders recommended the name Ntope for a new constituency, while agreeing that Chipangali East and Chipangali West remain the parent areas. Eastern Province has 15 districts participating in the creation of new constituencies under this process. Parliament today received an update on the country's fuel situation amid the escalating conflict in the Middle East involving the United States, Israel, and Iran. Minister of Energy, Honorable Makozo Chikote, told lawmakers the government is taking urgent steps to secure fuel supplies. Measures include sourcing fuel through alternative routes, strict management of existing stocks, engagement with suppliers, and enforcement against hoarding. He noted that global oil prices have jumped from around $78 to over $100 per barrel, driven by supply disruptions and market uncertainty. At home, Zambia's fuel storage stands at 551 million liters, with diesel covering 56 days, petrol 23 days, kerosene 9 days, and Jet A1 10 days. To protect consumers, the government is reviewing fuel pricing, the open access framework, price stabilization funds, and applicable taxes.
In A, government is alive to the happenings in the Middle East and the impact it's likely to have on our petroleum product supply chain. Arising from this, the government is implementing measures aimed at safeguarding national energy security. Among the measures, Madam Speaker, one, government is considering alternative routes to source petroleum products via the western side of the continent through ports such as the Wales Bay. Two, strict management of the current stock, Madam Speaker, that we have, such as banning the exports. And three, active management of the suppliers and the OMCs to continue importing products from other refineries that are not affected by the war in the Middle East. And four, Madam Speaker, undertaking of enforcement measures against OMCs found to be hoarding petroleum products. In B, Madam Speaker, the general trends in international oil prices for refined products shows price have moved from relatively stable levels to historic high. At a global level, the ongoing Middle East conflict is driving international oil prices upwards, further causing disruption to oil production and key shipping routes, constraints supply, and elevate risks in international markets. Before the war, Madam Speaker, crude oil prices was selling around 78 United States dollars.
Tonse Alliance President Brian Mundubile has been released on a 50,000 kwacha police bond. Mr. Mundubile spent a night at Twin Palm Police Station following his arrest yesterday at Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. He has been charged with aiding, abetting, and counseling to commit hate speech, contrary to Sections 55 and 65 of the Cybercrimes and Cybersecurity Act. Police Deputy Public Relations Officer Chipoka Taisha said between February 8, 2023 and January 31, 2025, Mr. Mundubile allegedly collaborated with another individual to support the operation of a Facebook page called Munyaule Zambia, providing content and financial backing to the page administrator, Mr. Chanda Nonde. The page is alleged to have published malicious and hateful content targeting various individuals over a sustained period. Lawyer Norman Siwila confirmed both the arrest and release of Mr. Mundubile. Meanwhile, the PF faction of the Pamozi Alliance, led by Given Lubinda, joined the Tonse Alliance team in solidarity.
Aiding, abetting, and cancelling to hate speech. This is contrary to Section 55 and read together with Section 65 of the Cybersecurity and Cybercrimes Act number 2 of 2021. Thank you.
We request that you could just do that one more time.
Okay, so Honorable Brian Mundubile was formally arrested here at Adex Police and he was charged with the offense of aiding, abetting, and counseling to commit hate speech, which is contrary to Section 55 as read together with Section 65 of the Cybersecurity and Cybercrimes Act number 2.
The Anti-Corruption Commission Zambia Vice Board Chairperson Kaumbu Mondela has described electoral corruption as a serious threat to democracy. Speaking at the 4th Annual National Conference of Prosecutors, Mr. Mondela said free and fair elections are the foundation of peaceful self-governance. He warned that the infiltration of illicit money and bribery undermines the legitimacy of institutions that emerge from the electoral process. He cited financial intelligence and asset tracing as critical tools in combating the vice, noting that corruption often leaves a traceable financial trail. Mr. Mondela also called for stronger collaboration between investigators and prosecutors, emphasizing the need for early evidence gathering to build solid and court-ready cases. We take our first set of commercials. On the other side, join me for more news.
Are you looking for a perfect place for family fun, kids' excitement, and unforgettable moments? There is a place where your dreams come to reality. Welcome to Fun World Twin Palm Moors, where every game brings a smile and every visit turns into a memory. From exciting arcades games to fun-filled play experiences, we have got something for everyone. There is always something for you for a play day out. Pick from our fancy package. Also, have your birthday parties decorated with balloon and linen deco furniture for your kids with music system. It's always game time at Fun World. Come play, laugh, and make memories with us. The fun is waiting. Fun World Twin Palms is the place to be. Game time, playtime.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. We continue with the news. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation is urging young Zambians to equip themselves with skills to lead, innovate, and execute effectively, preparing for future leadership roles. Permanent Secretary for International Relations and Cooperation, Ms. Etambuyu Anamela Ganderson, made the remarks during a career youth talk organized by COMESA in commemoration of Zambia Youth Day. Ms. Ganderson acknowledged that youth unemployment remains a serious concern, posing structural risks to national development. She, however, commended COMESA for its continued commitment to youth empowerment and the promotion of regional integration. She emphasized that empowering young people under the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema is not optional, but a central pillar of national development. Government has trained over 1,000 cooperatives under the artisanal and small-scale mining program as efforts to formalize the sector intensify. Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Mines and Minerals Development Zambia, Hapenga Kabeta, says the training is equipping miners to operate as key drivers of economic development. Speaking during the launch of Phase 4 in Choma, Dr. Kabeta noted that small-scale mining remains a vital source of income for many Zambians. He added that, when properly managed, the sector can create jobs, reduce poverty, and support industrial growth. Meanwhile, Southern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Yolanta M. Malunga says the program will help curb illegal mining. Over 100 cooperatives are taking part in the ongoing training.
I am pleased to announce that more than 1,000 cooperatives from the 10 provinces were trained in Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3 of training, which demonstrates the One Zambia, One Nation, and One People motto in practice. In Mfumbwe, in Sorezi, in Mpika, and now we're in Choma. And it's called Choma Man. Waburamanu, Jabuluma. It is with profound gratitude and a deep sense of purpose that I welcome all of you to the official opening of Phase 4 training program for artisanal and small-scale mining cooperatives here in Choma. Today, we gather not only to launch a training initiative, but to reaffirm our collective commitment to building a mining sector that is responsible, inclusive, and transformative.
Health Minister Dr. Alex Katakwe has called on provincial health directors to provide urgent, detailed updates on Zambia's health system. Speaking in Lusaka, Dr. Katakwe stressed accountability, warning against overly positive reports while highlighting complaints of patients being asked to buy medicines privately. Provinces have been instructed to report on health infrastructure, medicine stocks, staffing, transport, and key service delivery challenges. The minister says these updates will guide immediate and long-term actions to improve access to essential health care and strengthen coordination across the provinces.
Our programs very well, and I hope that even in the coming few months, as we go to submit our application for GC8, this is the spirit which is going to hold us. Dr. Piri, your leadership has been very key in making sure that we have all the 3 strategic documents, because you had already thought through of what needed to be in these strategic documents. That's why we have made even so much success. I think it's good also to have partners who can support, people who can help us, right? I hear we have some consultants who are going to help us put this work together. We hope that the turnaround time will be faster, and we hope that possibly in the next 2 weeks or so we should have a document which you should refer to, and also a document which you should honor. The Ministry of Health is committed to making sure that representing the broader government, we have one, commodity security, and also we have the services also secured, and we cannot do this without these strategic documents which I've been working on. I also need to just highlight the 2 directors seated there, the importance of first the community in all that we are doing. I think the community health workforce should be part of the backbone of the health service delivery, and they should be highly reflected in the documents across the 3 diseases, but also which are able to drive good health outcomes for all. Without taking much of your time, again on behalf of the Permanent Secretary Donor Coordination, I need to thank you sincerely, the partners who have come through, the community, and also the leadership which has been exhibited.
Zambia has launched its first ever National Museums policy, setting a new direction for heritage management and economic growth. Unveiled by the Ministry of Tourism Zambia, the policy aims to modernize museums into interactive, technology-driven spaces while improving preservation and boosting tourism. The reforms align with the 8th National Development Plan, targeting job creation through the creative sector. Government also announced plans to review the Museums Act of 1966 and the National Heritage Conservation Commission Act of 1989. The move is expected to strengthen partnerships and position heritage as a key driver of inclusive growth and national pride.
Dignity and peace in Zambia's skies, like an noble eagle.
Let me now read the welcome remarks by the acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism. I am truly delighted to welcome you all to this important event where the Honorable Minister of Tourism will unveil the National Museum's board logo and launch the inaugural National Museums policy and its implementation plan. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, museums continue to play a vital role in heritage preservation and socio-economic development of the country through the collection and preservation of objects and materials of cultural, natural, and historical significance. Further, museums help us to identify with our cultural context, value our history, and enriches our lives. Guests of honor, distinguished guests, today we unveil the new National Museums Board logo, which takes effect immediately. During the rebranding process,
Reflection of Zambia's soul, a bold expression of identity, purpose, and pride. At its heart stands the baobab tree, a timeless giant of the African landscape. Resilient through generations, it embodies the enduring spirit of our people.
These symbols capture the core mandate of the National Museum Board to preserve, to interpret, and to promote Zambia's heritage for present and future generations. The new identity represents a modern institution, one that honors its past whilst confidently embracing the future. It reflects our diversity, our unity, and our shared determination to showcase Zambia's heritage to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to turn to the second milestone that we're here today for, the launch of the National Museum Policy and its subsequent implementation plan. For many years, when I say many years, I'm talking about having to deal with an act, a piece of legislation that was enacted in 1966. Again, if I look around the room here, maybe just a handful, or maybe two handfuls were born.
We take another break. On the other side, join me for sports and international news.
Admission is now open. Are you looking for a nurturing environment that fosters academic excellence, creativity, and personal growth for your children? Look no further than Christ Life School. Our dedicated team of educators and staff are committed to providing a world-class education that prepares students for success in an ever-changing world. With a focus on holistic development, we offer a range of programs and activities that cater to the unique needs and interests of each student. Why choose Christ Life School? We have experienced and passionate teachers, state-of-the-art facilities and resources, personalized attention and support, opportunities of extracurricular activities and talent development, strong emphasis on values and character development. So there you go. Admission is now open for 2026. Enroll today. Contact +260 976 840 108 or +260 968 594 434 or send an email on christlifeschoolzm@gmail.com. Christ Life School.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. We continue with the news. In sports news, the Football Association of Zambia is working to reform how grants and equipment support are provided to lower league clubs. FAS President Keith Mwemba said during the FAS Muchinga annual general meeting at the Northern Rock Hotel in Mpika that the association is reviewing its support framework to assure accountability and long-term impact. He emphasized that FAS aims to avoid short-term fixes and partisan support, focusing instead on building a sustainable system that strengthens its capacity to generate resources. Mwemba also urged councillors to help attract sponsorship at club level as FAS reforms its support system. Stephen Juma, speaking on behalf of Mpika District Commissioner, commended Mwemba's attendance, saying it demonstrated a commitment to inclusive development and grassroots football engagement. Meanwhile, FAS Muchinga chairperson Samuel Mwape highlighted progress in coaching standards through structured FAS e-license training programs across Mafinga, Chinsali, and Mpika, which benefited over 530 participants, including sports teachers and club coaches from within Muchinga, Luapula, and Copperbelt provinces. Mwape, however, noted ongoing challenges, including shortages of basic equipment and limited financial support, which continue to hinder football development in the region. In international news, the war in the Middle East has entered its third week, with the conflict between the United States and Israel and Iran intensifying on multiple fronts. Iran has issued a stark warning that it will show zero restraint if its energy infrastructure is targeted again, following recent strikes on key energy sites that have disrupted regional supply and spiked global energy prices. The crisis escalated earlier this week with an Israeli strike on Iran's South Pars gas field, a major energy hub, triggering Iranian retaliation against energy infrastructure across the Gulf. Israeli leaders are also discussing potential expansion of military operations, including planning for a broader ground component, amid claims that Iran's ability to enrich uranium and produce missiles remains intact. Meanwhile, the war's impact is spreading beyond the battlefield. Energy markets remain volatile, with oil prices continuing to climb above $100 a barrel, and global diplomatic efforts for de-escalation are ongoing but have yet to slow the fighting. That note brings us to the end of the main news, but before we go, a recap of the headlines.